Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, all of us through our lives meet people, particularly when we were young, and I'm sure this happened to people who were with leaders of our country. Thomas Jefferson, a young man. I'm sure there were people who met Thomas Jefferson when he was 25 and they said to themselves, boy, this guy's really got his head in the clouds. And then he became one of the great people of democracies in our world. When I was 23 years of age in 1962, I was working for a United States Senator. His name was Daniel Brewster from our state of Maryland. And that summer, he hired as an intern a young woman, younger than me, but about my age, close. And we had the opportunity to get to know one another. And we sat approximately 12 feet from one another as a young college graduate and a young law school student. That was 1962. Through the years, I stayed in Maryland. That young woman got married and moved to California. And just a few years later, I came to the Congress of the United States, and 6 years later, she came to the Congress of the United States. After having been the chairman of her party in the largest state in the Union, having been very much involved with the United States Senate, having been a leader in our country, not as a member of Congress, but in her role as a significant party leader and a member of the Democratic National Committee. When Sally Burton died, herself a member of a distinguished political family, this young woman ran for Congress of the United States. Her father had served in the Congress of the United States, been a member of the Appropriations Committee, been mayor of Baltimore City, and been the father of a mayor of Baltimore City. How proud he would be of this young daughter he raised at his knee, not frankly as somewhat caricatured as a San Francisco, but as a Baltimore City Paul. I say that with great affection. Who knew how to put neighborhoods together, who knew how to take care of citizens in that city. That's where she learned her politics. And as Thomas Jefferson had people who attacked him bitterly, she has had the same. We all have that in this game that we participate in, that we care deeply about. That young woman that I first worked with in 1962 became the highest ranking woman in the history of our country in our government. And now we note, some celebrate, others note, her attaining of a quarter of a century of service in this body. And all of us will be able to tell our grandchildren, and I have my grandchildren now, maybe I'll have more, but I have a number of them now, and a number of them are young women. And I tell them how proud they can be of the leadership and the trail that has been blazed by this extraordinary. And I've talked to a number of you on the Republican side of the aisle, of my good friend Roy Blunt, and he says to me, he said, boy, that woman has a spine of steel, and that she does. Those of us who have dealt with her know that she's one of the strongest leaders any of us have served with, whether you agree with her or don't agree with her. And so I rise, Mr. Speaker, to note this anniversary of 25 years of service of Nancy D'Alessandro Pelosi from the state of Maryland and the very the proud state of Maryland to have a daughter like Nancy, and a state that is proud of its citizen, servant, Nancy Pelosi. And so I now yield. And so I now yield. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I now have the great honor of yielding to my friend. He's of a different party, but we're both Americans. We both love this institution, and he is now himself not quite as historic figure, because there have been many men who have been Speaker of the House of Representatives, but my friend, John Boehner, Speaker of the House.
Let me thank my friend, Mr. Boehner, for yielding. And Mr. Speaker, I rise today to commend our colleague, the gentlelady from California, on her 25 years of service to this institution. You know, it's the latest in a series of milestones for the gentlelady from California. On January the 4th, 2007, I had the privilege of presenting Leader Pelosi the gavel when she became the first Speaker of the House, the first female Speaker of the House. But, you know, just as important as this anniversary is, in and of itself, it also represents 25 years of commitment and service to this institution. Now, you know, the gentlelady from California and I have differing political philosophies. And we've had some real battles here on the floor over the 22 years that I've served with her. But many of you know that the gentlelady and I have a very, very workable relationship. And we get along with each other fine. We treat each other very nicely, and actually have a warm relationship. But because we all serve in this institution, and we all have work to do to protect the institution and serve the institution, and I can tell all of my colleagues on both sides of the aisle that I enjoy my relationship with her and enjoy our ability to work together. Now, it doesn't mean, all right, that we're going to agree on taxes or that we're going to agree on spending. But I know I speak for the whole House when I rise today to say to the gentlelady from California, Mrs. Pelosi, congratulations on 25 years of real service to the institution. Thank you.
We're in big trouble. Do I get a chance to respond to this?
Mr. Speaker, I will now yield back, but before I do, the gentlelady from California would like me to yield. And I do.
Gentlelady's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank the gentleman for yielding. In the political life that we have here in our service to the American people, I take great pride in always saying, when someone says to me, were you surprised when somebody did this, that, or this bill did that or that, I say, I'm hardly ever surprised in politics, because I know what the possibilities are. I am thoroughly surprised today. I had absolutely no idea that the mischief that Mr. Hoyer was up to, going back decades, I might add. But I thank him for his kind words and all of you for your nice reception, and I thank the Speaker for his gracious comments as well. While he was speaking, I was remembering well, my goodness, we're taking up time on the floor, and it's personal and that. But then I was recalling that it wasn't that long ago when we, maybe 5-6 years ago, we came to the floor to acknowledge that then Speaker Hastert was the longest-serving Republican Speaker of the House, and we made much ado about that landmark. So I comfortably accept your kind words. Since we could have that, I think, and I said, long may his record stand at that time. That passes for humor in certain circles. As the gentlemen were speaking, I was recalling when I was first speaker and sitting in the chair to welcome the President of the United States to the chamber for the first time. And it was President George W. Bush. And President Bush surprised me that day, too, when he opened his remarks by saying to the gathered crowd that many speakers and had the privilege of many presidents had come to the Congress to speak to a joint session, but none of them had ever opened their remarks with these two words, Madam Speaker. And he then went on to say that although my father had served in Congress with President Roosevelt and President Truman, and that was a tremendous honor for him, little would that compare to the idea that he said something like baby girl, was sitting in the chair as Speaker of the House. That was an honor for me. His father honored me for my 25th anniversary, President George Herbert Walker Bush, on President's Day by inviting me to speak to his library, the Bush Library at Texas A&M. We recalled a time of civility in the Congress when he was president, and we had our disagreements, as the Speaker acknowledged we still do, but we did so with great civility, and that was what we talked about that day. I considered that a great honor, and I consider this a great honor, to serve with each and every one of you, patriots all, representatives, independent representatives of your district. And that word has two meanings. It's your title. It's also our job description, that we represent our districts and bring the beautiful diversity of opinion, of ethnicity, of generations, of geography, of philosophy to the Congress of the United States. The beauty, I say in my district, is in the mix. And while I'm very honored to have served as the Speaker of the House, first woman Speaker of the House, first Italian-American Speaker of the House, first Maryland Speaker of the House, first California Speaker of the House, many firsts, it always is the greatest privilege of my life, as I'm sure it is with each of you, to step on the floor of the House to represent and speak for the people of each of our individual districts. So I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for your kind words. While, as you said, we may not always agree on taxes, we did at one time when President Bush was president, and we worked together at that time on his stimulus package, which was tax-oriented. You remember that, and it was good for the country, and it was a good model for us to go forward. It's an honor to serve with you as Speaker. While I, with great joy, accepted the gavel from you that first time, it wasn't so joyful to hand it back over. But nonetheless, it's all in the chamber, and that's where we all serve for the American people. Steny, you don't know when, and you don't know where, but one day, one day I will repay this magnificent honor you have extended to me by taking me totally by surprise. And wait till I talk to my staff about this later. Steny Hoyer is a great patriot, a great Marylander, a great American, a great member of Congress, a member's member, a person who respects every person he serves with. Steny Hoyer, Mr. Speaker, I know I speak for everyone in the chamber when I say we are proud to call you colleagues. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Mr. Speaker, I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields back